Guys, what the hell is up? It is Mike D here with Second Form Strength. It is about 5:20 a.m. I have had about 2 hours sleep. I just before went and did my cold shower as part of my morning routine. So my morning routine, the cold shower has been a constant thing for the past 10 days. Man, cold showers. Let's talk about cold showers for a second. Cold showers are a really underutilized tool, I feel like. I always watch those YouTube videos of the dudes that would be like, oh, I get up in the morning and I do a cold shower and I feel fucking insane. And I'd be like, I don't know how insane you can feel off a cold shower. It's just a cold shower. Wait, you're feeling like, I don't know, I just didn't see the benefits of it, But in doing it the past 10 days, there's definitely some benefits. And I think the main thing is more of the mental, let me bring this up, more of the mental process that you go through when you do a cold shower, right? So I'll explain it for any of you guys that are watching and you're like, oh, cold showers, Look, you don't have to try this, but what I would recommend is for the next week, whatever time you wake up, whatever time it is, don't try to wake up at 5:30 a.m. like I'm doing. I'm not saying that I'm heaps far ahead on this journey. I'm not. I'm just at the beginning. But I know there are a lot of you guys that haven't even changed your bodies yet. You're not even at that point, right? So if you're not at that point yet, well, firstly, if you want to change your body and you're very unsure of where to even start, and you feel like you might need some help, feel free to leave a comment on this video, or you can message me on Instagram at Second Form Strength. Either one, whatever you want to do. And I'd love to help you out, honestly. But if you just want to start something now, okay, on your own for the next week, just have a cold shower. Don't set a timer. Do it for, even if you do it for 20 seconds, right? Doing 20 seconds for the next 7 days, every morning, after you wake up, that's all you need to do. Don't set a time and say, I need to wake up at 7 and do a cold shower. It's too much. A lot of you guys just, and it's what I did when I was trying to get my life in order and trying to figure out, like, what the fuck am I meant to be doing with myself? Like, it starts with small, little points of discomfort in your life. Because really, the problem that you're in now is that you have too much fucking comfort in your life. Okay? Let's make the video about this. You have too much comfort in your life. I mean, it's 5:30 now, guys. It's pretty cold out here. It was like it's still spring here, but anytime you wake up at 5 in the morning, it's fucking cold no matter where you are. I mean, unless you're in Bali or something, even then, I'm sure there's still some. Actually, no. If you're in Bali, yeah, it's not cold. But okay, we're not. Okay, if most places at 5 o'clock, it's cold as shit, right? It's not comfortable. I don't want to get up, and I've had 2 hours sleep. Realistically, the old Michael, the old version of me, probably would have just said, "Oh, fuck, I can't get to sleep. Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. I'll just lie in my bed or scroll on my phone for the next 5 hours or 3 hours or whatever until I fall asleep, and then I won't wake up until 12, 1 p.m. I'll do nothing, no cold showers, no routine really, and then I'll just scroll my phone again, even though I probably scrolled my phone for 3 hours before I went to bed, and so I'll wake up after I've scrolled. So I've scrolled my phone. Keep this in mind. I've scrolled my phone for 3 hours. Can't get to sleep. This is what the old version of me would do, and maybe some of you are similar. If I couldn't have gone to sleep before, I would have scrolled my phone. I would have said, okay, I've scrolled for 3 hours, and then eventually I would have just fallen asleep from the monotony of continuously scrolling until my eyes just close on their own. Wake up at 12, 1 p.m. and then go back to scrolling on the phone for another 2-3 hours. go have a shitty lunch that's full of fucking processed shit that isn't fueling my body in any way whatsoever. Procrastinate some more, go and watch some YouTube videos about how the world's falling apart and I can't do anything about it, feel worse about myself, and repeat the cycle. And then wonder why in random points throughout my life or throughout that living in that way that I feel depressed and like I can't get out of my own head and like there's no point. It's probably how a lot of you feel too. It's the fucking routine, brother. Trust me. I've been through the routine. It's not like I was brought up to never watch TV or do... No, I went through it all, man. Like, I went through it all. I'm 31 in a couple of days. I'm not old, but I'm not a spring chicken bloody 21-year-old dude, you know? When I was 21, I was an absolute fuck-up. When I was 27, I was an absolute fuck-up. Until last year, I was an absolute fuck-up, let's be honest. The thing that changed with me was that I never, ever, ever gave up. And what does that mean? Well, I had periods always, constantly throughout my whole life, really, where I always knew in my head, and maybe, you know, some of you guys are similar, you always think in your head, like, man, I'm better than this. Man, I'm way better than this. And not to sound cocky, but I'm better than a lot of people I see out here. Like, when I was in that state of mind where I was just not liking my life, there were so many people I saw that weren't living much better than me. They were doing a few things that were better, and they were in a better position than me, a much better position, or at least I thought they were. I probably wouldn't think that now, but regardless. But I would still look at those people and go, man, I could do so much better than them. And it wasn't, I mean, sure, you can say it's a bit cocky, but you need to have this confidence in yourself. You can't even, and the problem is, back then, I would look at anybody that had any confidence in themselves and would say things like, oh, I'm better than this person, and be like, man, you have such an ego. It's like, no, they don't have such an ego. Actually, most of those people that just believe in themselves just have trust in themselves. They've gotten to the point where they do so many good and beneficial things for themselves as a person, not for other people, for themselves. They're not trying to escape their lives, they're trying to build their lives. This is the difference, guys. A lot of you are just trying to escape your lives, and I get it, because a lot of you are living the way I was living, because I know how it is to live that way, because a lot of us do, where you do your 9-to-5 job, you have your job, you have your set schedule, let's say, whatever it is, whether you work from 9 to 5 actually, or you do from 6 to 2. You know, my schedule was 6 to 2 for the past 2 years. And at first I didn't mind it. At first you get in this sense of false security where you're like, well, I've got a job now, you know, I've got income coming in now. Now I can plan my life around the income. And you say to yourself, at least I said to myself, oh, and now, you know, I had a job where I was earning like $700 a week for a long time. And I always said to myself, oh, well, all I literally need to do is make $200 more and everything will be sorted. Life will suddenly start putting its pieces together. You know, you feel that way too? Where you're like, a certain money goal, if I hit it, everything will be together, everything will be good. And even now I think that. I don't know if that's something we can 100% escape, right? Because even now, with the added competence I have, like with all the skills, let's say, I've acquired, and the knowledge about myself that I've acquired over doing this body transformation over the past 5 months, I still have that, I don't know what it is, that thing in my head where I just go, oh, once I get to this certain dollar amount, everything will be cool, right? And we're all striving for that. I mean, and I think you should strive to make more money. The problem is, a lot of us are making money in the wrong ways. A lot of us are making money doing shit we hate. Have you ever asked yourself why? Like, seriously, why? Like, you know, people can give you the whole fucking standard thing of, oh well, you just have to work, oh it's just what we do, oh well, you gotta put food on the table, you've got to pay for your kids, you've got to blah blah fucking blah. Look, I don't have kids, and to be honest, I don't plan on having kids. If something happens later in life, sure, but I'm nearly 31. I don't plan on having kids. My girlfriend actually has a medical condition where she can't have kids anyway. So we kind of said to ourselves, like, we're fine with not having kids. Totally fine. And a lot of people aren't going to agree with that. And I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Who gives a fuck? Like, this is the thing. If you live your life kowtowing to what society deems as acceptable and what you should do, and what you should be, like the 9 to 5, right? So if you accept this and you accept that, okay, I'm gonna work my 9 to 5 because, like I said, oh, you gotta pay for you. I might have kids, or I'm gonna, this is the average person, or well, I'm gonna have a bunch of kids, or I'm gonna have kids. I'm not really gonna think about why I want kids. I just know that it's something my parents and society have put on me as an expectation, and it's a natural process, of course, as well. But I mean, honestly, I think we have too many people in the world to know. But regardless, that's neither here nor there, right? If you want to have kids, I don't see anything wrong with that. The problem is, so many people have kids, so many people do the things society tells us are the right things to do, right? So many people do that, but they don't know why. Like, they don't actually know why. They think they know why. They fool themselves into saying, I know why. But really, it's just programming that's been inserted into you from when you were young. And the people that are considered weird, the people that are considered outcasts, are the people that just don't think that way. But why do we look at them as outcasts? Because we're comparing them to what society has put as normal. But what's society? Society is a bunch of people. What are people? People are mammals, animals that have thoughts, have a brain, have all these impulses. We're not perfect creatures. Yet, we've created this construct of society. It's just people, bro. It's just fucking people, bro. That are just making up rules, making up laws. And the people that are making the laws that you abide by, that you live by, are making way more money than you'll ever see in your life, most likely. But yet you're perfectly content to stay in the fucking rat race you're in the lane you're in the job you're in the pay bracket you're in. You're putting yourself into an identity. You're putting yourself, which is what work essentially is. It gives people identity. This is why when people lose their jobs, if they have never bothered to transform their body, find what their hobbies and passions are, actually be a fucking human, they're lost. Because the 9 to 5's collapsed around them. They've gone, my identity's gone. What the fuck do I do now? And life feels empty. But this is the thing. It shouldn't feel empty. When you're in that position, when you've lost your job or something, yeah, I get it's stressful. I get it. I've done it many times. Alright? And I'm very fortunate and lucky that I have a big family. I have a good support system. But my family isn't rich. I never grew up rich. I grew up with 3 brothers. We all shared one room for a good majority of time. We had bunk beds. We didn't have money a lot of times to get things I wanted to get when I was a kid, because I had 3 brothers, and my mum didn't work for a long time because she had medical problems. So I didn't grow up with a fucking silver spoon in my mouth. And a lot of you probably didn't either. But yet, we're perfectly content to just go and do shit we hate or that we don't like because it's what we think we need to do to survive, or we need to do it to pay the bills. But have you ever looked at, like, what your bills are too? Have you ever stopped and looked at what you're actually spending money on, what you actually need to spend money on? Because I have. And I realized that a lot of the things I spent money on Like I told you, when I had that extra job and I said, oh, well, when I get this certain amount of money, I'll be good. I'll be able to save. I'll be able to, I don't know, put that money towards. I didn't even know what I wanted to put the money towards. You know, oh, I'll save for a vacation. Cool. Vacation ends. I'm back to work. Cool. You'll save to go and take a month off. Cool. After that month, back to work. Cool. You're a business executive making 150 grand a year, and you've grinded for the last 10 years. Now you're on 200. Oh, you have 4 kids and a wife and a mortgage and 2 financed cars. Sorry, man. All that money that you're making now is trapping you. That's the thing. That's why most people are trapped. Because they just keep fucking spending. Oh, I'm making more money from my 9 to 5. I still hate it, but now I have more money to distract myself. Do you see how dumb that is? Honestly, do you see how fucking dumb that is? You're not going to be happy doing that. You won't. You can pretend you will. You can, and people can cope and say, no, this is what life's about. Seeing as life's so short, I might as well spend it playing, like, video games, like 15 hours a day and shit like that. Notice how I put that caveat? Because there's nothing wrong with playing video games. I just fucking played The Matrix Path of Neo for PS2. I played that this morning when I couldn't get to sleep. But do you see what I just, remember earlier in the video I said to you, when I was in a worse spot, I would just go on my phone to not go to sleep. Brother, go play a video game if you can't sleep rather than go on your phone. Anything's better than that shit. Because, especially back in the day, those older games, it's a certain level of creativity a team worked on, and you're experiencing that. Now, to me, that's much better than going on your phone and scrolling Instagram, doom scrolling through a bunch of reels that really aren't adding any value. At least with video games, if you manage them effectively, you don't spend fucking all your time playing them. 100% they're great, beneficial. I'll never stop playing video games. You can still get shit done. Like, any of those dudes that'll tell you, oh, you gotta get off video games, don't listen to that. I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't listen to that shit either. This is the problem. Too many people just listen to shit. Make up your own fucking mind. If you don't like what I'm saying in this video, go find someone who do like that. You know, that's really as simple as it is. But getting back to what I was talking about, you can't expect that you're gonna be happy if you're chasing the money goal. Because the more money you make, it's just going to increase your spending habits. You need to work. It's like it's like having a pipe that's leaking and saying, oh, well, instead of taking the pipe out, getting a new, more efficient pipe that works better, I'm just going to put a fucking shitty Band-Aid over the pipe. And then when it leaks and breaks again, I'll just put another Band-Aid over it. And that's what we're doing with our lives, guys. Constantly just fucking putting Band-Aids over shit. You need to rip the piping out and install a new fucking system. Because, man, the water's not going to flow properly. Think of the water as the creativity from the universe that's coming into your head. The thing that would allow you the circumstances and things in your life, if you could arrange them in such a way that it would allow you to have more free time. You might have less money. Dude, who gives a fuck? Let me ask you this now. Alright? If you're working a job that's, say, 40 hours a week, maybe you're doing 50 hours, 60 hours, you could be making decent money, right? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt you're making decent money. How much of that money are you saving? How much of that money are you putting towards stuff you actually want to do? And now compare that to how many times you're coming home absolutely fucking tired, and how many times when you come home, you're literally eating shit food, spending that money you made from your job on porn, whatever, to numb yourself from the fact that you have to go there again tomorrow morning. Brother, that's not gonna fucking change. Yeah? It's not gonna change. Don't get in your head thinking, oh, in about 2 years, no you won't. No, you won't. In 2 years, you'll find a job that might get you more money. And then you'll fucking post on Instagram, look at all this money I'm making. And then you'll get fatter. And you fucking this? See this? See how I have this? Because I fucking worked on it. If you keep doing your job and just acting like everything's all good, even though you're depressed and you complain about it to all your fucking mates, but you don't do shit about it because I couldn't make less money. Or, oh, you don't understand, Michael, I have kids and all that. I don't give a fuck, bro. Okay? Does that make you mad? Good. Because guess what, man? Even though you have kids, right? And no one forced you to have kids. You chose to have kids. And as a father, it's your responsibility to be the best example for your kids that you can be. Do you want your kids to grow up and think that life is just you going to work constantly? Yeah, daddy's providing for us, cool, I get it, and that's great. And I'm not saying you're not great for doing that. I'm not. What I'm saying is that there's so much more to life, brother. And your kids, you can still look after them, you can still provide for them, and you can still show them that you're a responsible adult. But you can also show them that they can do whatever they want. You can also show them that they have a dad that's not going to go off the handle and drink and get abusive and shit because he hates his fucking job and doesn't have the balls to do something different. And just wants to fucking go, oh, well, I'm working for my kids, I'm putting food on the table, if I want to fucking have a drink, who gives a fuck? Cool, man. If you want to live that life, do it. But I can almost guarantee you probably don't. If I could tell you, hey man, there's a way that you might make a bit less money for a bit. It'll be a bit of a struggle, maybe for a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years. But in that struggle, you're going to feel so much happier. You're going to feel so much more alert, in tune with yourself. You're going to find out so much about yourself in this 5 years. Compared to if I said, all right, man, over the next 5 years, you're going to make a good amount of money and you're going to have a lot of nice new things, but you're going to get fatter. You're not going to find out much about yourself. You probably run into some health issues, but you might be, you might have a few nice new cars on lease that now you've got to pay for, right? Like, do you really want to do that? And before someone goes, oh, well, you can work hard for 5 years, save up, and then leave. Cool. How many people actually do that? You don't. Most people don't do that. Very rarely do you hear stories about people that didn't just quit everything without backup plans and they did it like slowly and surely and they built it up. Yeah, that happens. But I really don't see it as common. The people that have made the most success, and also I will add the most personal growth, which to me at least is more important than personal growth. The people that have achieved that have just put their back against the wall and fucking made that leap. Right? They've made that leap. Maybe that phone falling is a good indicator that it's time for me to end this one because it's about a 23-minute video. Look, if anyone's watched to the end, you're a fucking legend. If you haven't subscribed already, throw me a subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at Second Form Strength. I might go for a little walk now and then get into the gym and get my day started because unlike 3 weeks ago, I don't have work. Literally in about 5-6 minutes I would have been at work now. I would have been getting ready to go to work and at work now. And now I'm not. I'm here making videos for you guys because I made a fucking choice, because I grabbed my fucking balls and I said, I'm not living this way anymore, no matter what. You might want to do the same. Give it a try. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I will try to make them more consistent. No excuses as to why I haven't been posting like every day. I don't think it's feasible for me to post every day, but I'm going to keep it at least every second day or third day. But I'm not giving up on this channel, obviously. You can see by the posts. So don't give up on you. If I'm not giving up on this channel, if I'm coming up here and I'm fucking doing my cold showers at 5 a.m, guys, you can do it too. Alright? Let's build each other up and support each other. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to call it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.